What's going on, everybody? No cooldown, we back in the building. Episode 109. The water's fine. It's that time. Don't wine and dime me and all good stuff. I'm gonna stop the rhyme anyways. What's going on, everybody? It's that man Trip. We're here. We are back for another episode. In the end of the year, you know, again, the thick of award season, the latter end of all these game releases, these game drops, stuff is going off the wall. May all Iron Fist mains be absolutely jailed and tried for their crimes, but we'll get to that in a second. Don't worry. But hope everybody's doing good out there.
Intro line, that's crazy.
Dang. Hey, listen, that's crazy. Hey, listen, we on the same wavelength, bro. We on the same wavelength. That's insane. But hope everybody's doing well out there. Make sure you go check us out on all platforms, man. No Cooldown podcast, No Cooldown on YouTube, No Cooldown pod on X, No Cooldown on Blue Sky, and again, No Cooldown podcast everywhere else, audio platforms, every other social platform. You should find us there. And of course, I am here with my podcast partners in crime. First and foremost, he is a solid tank, more than solid. He is a sorcerer supreme solid tank in the building. Wendy's with us, man. What's going on, Wen?
Chilling, man. Literally scratching myself from withdrawal right now. Can't wait to get back on the game. I got some portals to open, some teammates to kill.
Listen, man, if y'all know, we should probably get to it in a little bit, man. But my other podcast partner in crime has literally clocked double shifts on every single character imaginable in this game. It's only been out for 4 days. Yes, I am talking about the one, the only, the young sweat from across the pond. I am talking about Kai. He's in the building. What's going on, Kai?
Chilling. Just clocking in 20k healing every game.
Jesus.
I'm a reformed FPS, DPS into support.
Jesus, he's just changed his ways. Turned over a new leaf, huh? This is what it is.
That's literally it. Yeah.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Change, man.
Listen, it's fair. That's fair, man. Make sure y'all rate this podcast 5 stars and all that good stuff, man. Y'all know what to do. Hit them links like I mentioned a little bit ago. Before we get into the main stories, though, I do want to mention one thing. As at the time that this podcast comes out, it's gonna be 3 years since we've been doing this, y'all. December 10th literally marks 3 years of No Cooldown. And before we get into this stuff, I want to just get a quick note from y'all, man. Damn, we're old. We're old as hell, bruh. This shit's 3 years. It's 3.
We?
Yes.
We?
Yes, we. Yes, we. Yes, we. You're lumped in the definition too, bruh. But I'll throw it to y'all, man. Listen, 3 years, again, just talking about games, steadily growing the platform, and just you know, just yapping to the best of our ability, bro. And
Us yapping.
Crazy. How do y'all feel? Because I know how I feel, but I want to gauge the room and stuff like that, since it's literally 3 years by the time this drops. So how are y'all feeling?
I think it's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Crazy. Who would have known that it would actually continue for 3 years?
Bro.
I didn't want to be that guy, but it's actually crazy. 3 years is big time commitment, especially from you guys.
Dog,
That's sick.
it's
Appreciate
wild.
everyone that's kept tuning in.
Facts, man.
Yeah, I honestly, it kind of like low key it flew by, because like, again, like I think I've said this before, but if me and Trip weren't even on a podcast, I still think we would just like be talking about all this shit like unrecorded. Like we would still be talking into mics. It would just be in like a Discord or something. So it doesn't feel like 3 years, and I feel like we'll hit like 10 years, and it'll still be like, damn, wow, can't believe it's been 10 years. But honestly, shout outs to the dedication, shout outs to y'all, you know, because it's a 3-man team. We couldn't have done this shit without each other. So I appreciate y'all.
For facts.
Nice 3 years.
For facts, man. For facts. Yeah, man. I just want to say I'm proud to be a part of this shit, man. Because it's like, again, the consistency, just to be able to put ourselves out there and do this. Not, as we know, the streaming space and the content space in general ebbs and flows, and people join and go through, and then there's a gold rush, and then the gold rush dries up, and then motherfuckers leave and quit because it's whatever reasons. But the fact that this has been a constant in my content journey for this long, and one of the things I've always talked about is just having a platform just to talk about games, because I love them shit so much. I love so many things about, again, the industry, learning more about it, the ins and outs of it. Again, having an actual, you know, developer at this fucking point on our podcast, shout out Kai, you know what I'm saying, which helps adds things, you know what I mean. But it's like seeing so many different dimensions of it, learning more about it, getting to, you know, critique it, enjoy it, comment on it, say the wildest shit about it, and all these clips that we have, you know, come out and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that it has been literally 3 years since we started. Honestly, again, technically even longer, since there was like another podcast that kind of flowed into this and stuff. But I could not have picked a better two people to start with and to talk with on such a, again, consistent basis about games. And listen, all I'm saying is, us trying to keep steady. We've been part of activations, we've been, you know, we've interviewed people, we've been a part of, you know, rollouts for games and stuff, and I've been super happy about those things, you know what I'm saying. I've been super proud to be a part of those things, but I'm just super proud that we've, you know, maintained this, and it's only gonna get bigger from here, bro. In my opinion, like the way we've been steadily doing our things, bro, like we haven't even dipped a toe into what we're capable of, and I'm just confident and happy and excited to see where that kind of grows further as we go along and stuff like that. But I will say, one of my favorite moments, I can't recall all them shit on top of my head, but when this motherfucker Wen wasn't here, he did that report from the field when he was like, had the war sounds all around the background and shit with the fucking thing. That was one of my favorites. Let me see, what else? There was another thing. Oh yeah, when I came back from vacation and I was tropical trip, when I had the shit on, when I had the fucking shades and the tropical shirt on, I felt very, very vindicated about that shit. I don't know why I liked it, but I just did that shit. But yeah, nah, literally that. And almost every time Kai is like, yo, I don't fucking care, that actually brings me more joy than you'd know. It brings me more joy than you'd understand. So you know what I'm saying? But it's just, I love these two gentlemen that I podcast with. And listen, if y'all listening now, y'all ain't seen nothing yet, and then for the people that are going to join us along on the journey in the months, you know, weeks, you know what I'm saying, years to come, we really about this, man. So hey man, more life to no cooldown. That's what it is. But with that being said, enough of the sentimental shit. Let's talk about these main stories. Are y'all ready?
I'm indeed. Let's get it.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Marvel Rivals, man. Let's not even beat around the bush. Marvel Rivals is here. Over what, 100 million players in 72 hours or something like that. Crazy launch, crazy fanfare. It's been, again, in the gaming zeitgeist for about 8 months now, 9 months, and we finally got our hands on it. Each of us have at least like 14-15 hours on this, you know what I'm saying. The max has like, again, like freaking 80 hours clocked, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Kai for no life in this and getting some hands-on time with it.
Who has 80 hours on this game?
I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying. You young, you spry. You can go hours with your eyes straight into the blue screen and shit. You be all right. But anyways, we got time on this, and we had time to digest what the game's about, how it looks, the impact that it's had in the community so far, the reception and all that. And I want to turn to y'all. How are y'all feeling about Marvel Rivals? You know what? Kyle, start with you first.
I said this on Blue Sky when I did like my first impressions post, and it's interesting because I don't feel Marvel's Rivals isn't new. There's nothing about this that feels new in from like a gameplay perspective. It's just they've done it correctly, aside from Roku, but they've just made a game that runs smooth and feels good. It feels good to play a game that just feels so raw. If that's like a good way to describe it. And then you just have all the additives of like amazing character art, you know, familiar characters is like definitely like one of their biggest driving forces. And just their care, like obviously stuff that we'll cover, just like how they've decided to like roll out a lot of their like MTX and like their battle passes and all that kind of stuff is well rounded, and it feels like it was made by people that actually care about the community and not just making money basically as an entire product.
No, for facts, man. I understand that. When, how are you feeling about the first rollout, the first impressions of Marvel Rivals?
So I played the beta, and I will say that the launch version I think is a little bit better than the beta, which is honestly awesome because like you don't really see, sometimes it doesn't necessarily get better, sometimes it just goes in a different direction.
Shit don't be happening all the time, boy.
No, it doesn't. Like look at Multiverses. Like that was the game that was like, oh, this is a whole different game. But like, because that's my mindset was just like, ah man, this shit might be ass. beta, the game worked on day one with servers working. I don't know what kind of black magic they got going on over there, but it just everything about it.
2 hours.
Dog.
Bro, it's
And they got
great, and
everybody
it worked day one. Like AAA, like EA, one of like billion, like people are making millions of dollars a year at some of these companies, and these companies can't get good servers because they literally are trying to like scrape every penny they can get. And they were like, no, we're gonna have servers ready on go. We're gonna have servers ready on drop. Battle passes don't expire. Like there's just a lot of things going on in the game that just like blew me away. And I agree with what Kai said, where it's like, honestly, it's not like this is a brand new game we've never seen before, right? Like a lot of the stuff on here we've experienced. If you've played Overwatch, if you played any hero shooter, there's a lot of these things that seem familiar. But like the cast, amazing. I think to me, what's my biggest like praise is just how consumer friendly it feels, right? Like I go in there, I spend $10 on a battle pass, I get not even $10, like $5. I get the battle pass forever. Like that shit is all mine now. I just gotta work on it. That's all I gotta do is work on it. Okay, that's no problem for me. I don't mind a slow grind. I don't really care. I'll keep playing this game as long as it takes. The balancing is very weird because like you'll play a game with, I played a game with 4 DPS. I was the only tank. We had 1 healer. We won. Going up against a 2-2-2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's almost like rewriting all the rules we thought we knew about hero shooters. Like Overwatch made roll queue, and I thought that was the best decision they ever made. I was like, man, finally we don't have to worry about bullshit ass comms. Nah, this like the bullshit ass comms kind of work in this game over here. You know, like it's weird. It's different. It's a combination of shit that you're used to, but the combination in and of itself turns it into something new.
Yeah, no, I can generally agree with that. I feel like it's done so much good in this first few days of, again, just setting a solid impression of an accessible, easy to get into, harder to master type of game. Again, the skill gap, we're at the kind of the first end of it, where it's like, you know, everybody's experiencing the game, getting into it, and just absorbing it as is, and it's just so fun. It's just so fun. Again, I'm not the purest hero shooter pickup guy. I wasn't into Overwatch like that. I played the Overwatch beta. I've said it multiple times on here. Like I played the Overwatch 1 beta, and I'd never played Overwatch again. Like I just wasn't, you know, thereabouts, you know, on it. I've seen other things like that. I've seen other hero shooters that popped up in between and had some dabble in it, but never like a pure hero shooter in this vein. But what's it called? I was very shocked at how easy this was to get into, and like I was glad that they followed through on what the beta built on and the excitement that the beta really generated and stuff. So I was very happy about that. But to backtrack a little bit, to add into my response, there was again some comments from different people, including the former Blizzard president Mike Ybarra. He was basically calling Marvel Rivals an Overwatch clone, and in like a good number of categories, yes, the motherfucker is right. He's absolutely correct. I'm not going, like, there are some parts where he's absolutely a hater, and I'll get to that in a second. But there is so many parts in the UI, in the design, and some of the gameplay elements and flows that directly take from Overwatch, and that's not a bad thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. And I know there was the whole talk about, yo, listen, people are tired of hero shooters. No, people are tired of shitty games. People are tired of shitty hero shooters that try to sell you bullshit. People are tired of uninspired, you know, art and characters in those games, in any games, but specifically for a game that's so, again, it's so dependent on the perception of people with multiplayer. Like, people are just tired of the half-assed measures. That's really what it is. If you're going to be something distinctive, something that's fun, something that really drives home a fun and, again, the differentiable feel in the art styles, in the gameplay engagements, in the presentation, in the smoothness of the experience, can you provide something that's differentiable? And so far in these first few days, they passed the biggest first hurdle that any game can ever have, their launch day. And this was one of the smoothest launch days I possibly ever seen in the past 4 years when it comes to AAA release. anyone, and a free game nonetheless where everybody has access to it. So there's going to be droves of people that come. On top of that being a Marvel based game where you're gonna have a solid like at least like 400,000 people, which they exceeded that. They're gonna look at their game day one on all multiple platforms, crossplay, cross platform and stuff like that, all at once, all different servers. Maybe had like a couple odd crashes based with hardware I've seen. I know when you crash once on day one.
I crashed a couple times, and some people who have newer CPUs, I think can't play the game.
It will be for a while.
Yeah,
I managed to fix it.
Yeah, and that's tough, but there were fixes there. But outside of that, the server load, man, is everything. Still, yo, bro, I can't even.
Bro, I can't even speak on that as well, because it's like they knew they had issues, and what they did was they created like a full guide on their website. They did direct intel, like actual support messages from admins,
and they actually care.
Facts. Extra link. It was like a lot of games though, they will just, of course there's bugs. There's some bugs that you just can't avoid.
True.
That's fine. But to go into such lengths to be like,
actually walk us through it.
This is step by step what you need to do if you have this issue.
Facts.
We're looking into it. Like, it was just very, very just like, yo, we care. And that's not something that is it's not a vibe that you get a lot from AAA.
100%. And I'm like, if you wanna say again, up to a certain point, Overwatch and this game are carbon copy to the original, blah blah blah. But where certain shit ends is service and the style in certain respects. Again, look at the service that we've gotten compared to how consumer friendly or unfriendly Overwatch and Blizzard have been over the past several years with all the other hijinks that they've been up to. You want to point that out? That's a big point of difference. And just to end off on this Mike Ybarra point, the motherfucker literally in this tweet, he was like, yo, I mean, even the character name Widowmaker in Overwatch versus Black Widow in Marvel Rivals, son, my guy, brother, they community noted his ass so fast. They community noted this motherfucker. I'm like, bro, she was like a character from like the 60s gang. You know that? Anyways, bro, listen, you can't talk IP shit to motherfuckers that literally were an IP before you were even born. So that's whatever. But back to the game again, it's that very, very open, accessible loop of just gameplay, of just like experience. Really, I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying it. I've been able to play all character types. I've been able to play again the DPSs. I've been able to play the supports. I've been able to play the tanks. I've been having a blast with most characters I've been using. The maps look really, really fun. The modes are actually super, super cool. Again, just pretty straightforward. Nothing super major about it. There's not a map that I dislike actively. I don't think there's anyone that I don't dislike. There's no disadvantage I have on any side, I feel. I'm just having a blast with it, bro. Just being able to combine the team up abilities and stuff, the synchronizations that you can have that are like, again, clearly overtly stated in there, just makes it easier for me to say, okay, I'm attuning my play style and my picks to people, and it just makes it easier for me. I'm enjoying it. I am absolutely enjoying Marvel Rivals. And again, to have that level of server stress, that level of traffic to your game, and to navigate this launch so smoothly, they deserve an extra double pat on the back, because I don't know anybody else maybe besides them. And again, Path of Exile 2 had like 500,000 on their servers as well, because they was going ban for ban this whole weekend. Outside of them, I don't know who's had a smoother launch with such heavy stress and such heavy anticipation from, again, the waiting public in terms of a game. So kudos to them on the service and outside of it, inside of it. I love the art styles, bro. The art style in this game is just so distinct. I'm like, this feels like a game I want to, I could stare at for like hours, bro. I don't even mind. I'd be sitting in lobby sometimes, which honestly, you can't sit in lobby sometimes, because as soon as you click start match, as soon as you blink, the Flash is literally gonna jump into the servers with some ability he has and find you a match in like 1 nanosecond, and then you can go. Like, I've never seen match queues be this quick in any game ever. Any game I've ever played, I've never seen match queues this fast. It makes no sense.
In trying to search for a ranked match in Apex.
Dog.
Yeah.
Like
I think.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I saw somebody they were making a video. I think it was funny, because they were just like, guys, Overwatch is still good, guys. I'm just still, man, these queues are getting a little long. And he showed his like queue timer on like ranked Overwatch. He was at like an hour, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose. I don't know if he found a way to not find a match. But if this is not on purpose, this is bananas. This is crazy. I've never had matchmaking. This matchmaking is so fast. I get mad when people queue up without telling me. Back in the day, yeah, queue us into another game of fucking Fortnite, bro. We'll get in there in like 30 minutes. I have enough time to pee, get some water, come back.
You were trying to get off. You were trying to get off.
Dog, I literally was like, hey, I was like, all right, man, I gotta go after this game. As soon as the scoreboard shit came up, like, and I was just liking everybody's shit, it was like, boom, match found. God, bro, dog. We didn't even.
He played like 2 more matches. You played 2 more matches before you got off. You played 2 more.
Yeah, I definitely did play 2
dog.
More. I shouldn't have, but I definitely. I actually have fucked up my sleep schedule, which I normally don't do, but I haven't fell asleep on time in like the past week because of it. Actually, not because of this game, but this whole week has just been cooked.
Yeah. Nah, this contributed some shit. I'll tell you that much. It's contributed some shit, but it's just. Again, the roster is really, really cool. The gameplay loops, again, really, really, really fun. I've had no troubles with that. I'd say maybe I'll get to the big point at the end, but I'll say the biggest thing for me is just like adding a couple of additions to further balance it out and provide some more options. Out of the tanks, I think we have some good tanks in there generally. I would like maybe 1 or 2 more to help solidify the range. I think I use Captain America a lot, so Captain America's okay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's maybe he needs some tweaks to his kit a little bit, not too much. I've seen a couple of people use Groot like really, really effectively, so I'm not gonna say Groot's anything bad. Hulk is all right. Like I think there's nobody that's too bad or too crazy except for like a couple of people that need like some adjustments or like what the fuck is going on. We need some crazy scale back, and not like overtly, but like something.
I unscope one more time and see fucking
bro. Iron Fist. You need jail. You need jail. And you know what? He wouldn't have been overpowered if this was Danny Rand. He wouldn't have been overpowered. Yeah, just because this motherfucker is ridiculous. Did you see the clip of Iron Man flying through the sky on Clintar, and then his Iron Fist literally was flying in the air, doing punches and traveling at Mach speed behind him and got the kill off. I was like, bro, how are you flying with these punches, bro? You're a Super Saiyan at this point.
You know that meditate shit he does?
Yeah.
I remember I started a game, ran down mid lane. This guy was just meditating above me, bro.
Oh nah, bro, nah, bro, nah. That's nasty work, bro. Iron Fist mains, you're terrorists. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of which, let's get these out. Let me get these out the way, bro. The terrorist characters that people main so far. Obviously, Iron Fist. Any Wanda Maximoffs, any Scarlet Witches, y'all are terrorists as well. You're chaos. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm so tired of hearing it, bro. Dash away.
He's a lot better than she was in the beta. I'll say that.
Yeah.
In the beta, that bitch was annoying as
fuck. Still not great though. But listen, still terrorist list. Minor terrorist, but still a terrorist cell nonetheless. What's it called? Jeff the Land Shark. Not overpowered, just annoying as hell, and I hate it. I absolutely hate how funny it is, how adorable it is. I swear one game we caught a Jeff that was terrorizing us on a map, and I swear you grabbed, I think it was you when you were Hulk, and you grabbed him and you stomped him out.
That.
You hit the grab when you had to stomp him out, bro. We had to jump him to get him out the paint, bro. Super annoying. If you play Jeff the Land Shark, you are not adorable. You're an absolute nuisance to your whole country. That's what I'll say for that.
Whole country.
Your whole country, bro. The whole nation state, all of it. Who else? I think that's pretty much it for like super overpowered people. I don't know if anybody's like been consistently a pain in the ass outside of those few people. I've seen some people being used very effectively. I like outside of that, everybody's pretty much had their little ups and downs. Honestly, I've been playing support mainly. I've been playing either Mantis or Adam Warlock a lot, which I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving, you know what I'm saying, throwing a bomb, putting them to sleep. Real quick, put him in sleeper holes with Mantis. I love that. Luna Snow's hitbox is super damn small, which is crazy. She is a really good character. A bit of a buff, please, to Namor. I will say that. A bit of a buff to Namor, because I feel like they definitely clipped him at the wings, and I feel like people were talking about this as well. But yeah, there's that. outside of that, just add a couple of more tanks just to add some variety to it, maybe 1 or 2 more healers. And I've heard some words that maybe we're getting Fantastic for a little bit down the line, like first in terms of like new characters and new drops. So that could be a ample time to find somebody to again get a good counter for like a in-flight Iron Man like Johnny Storm, or get a healer like Sue Storm or something like that. Or you know, if you want to get another tank or some shit like that, you can get the Thing, or even put Silver Surfer as a healer. I would like, if you put Silver Surfer as a support, I would be forever grateful. That would be wonderful. I'm just saying. But there is so much good that this game is doing, and long term it's continuing to maintain that balance of, okay, are we gonna hold this skew 80-20 towards the consumer and making sure the consumer's fed and having that little bit of wiggle room for high skill, high ranking play for the people, or start moving all of our processes towards favoring the higher skill pools of play? And I think it's better served for their lifespan and their just longevity if they do the latter. Like, let's keep this casual, let's keep this as fun as we can with the basic principles of hero shooters, and we'll have these little additions that can be attributed to high skill play in the latter end for ranked play, for all the other things. Again, ranked play I think is already out, so people are already getting into that stuff. So I hope they can maintain that skew. It's not carbon copy. I think there's a higher skill gap in terms of things you can learn, solidify, and gain an advantage over other people in Overwatch compared to this game. But I still think there's a lot of serviceable things and really good things that add staying power to this experience. So for me, so far, I'm super enjoying Marvel Rivals, and this is not leaving my rotation anytime soon.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, this game is amazing, and I cannot wait to see what they keep doing with it.
Honestly,
I need to see if they have an art book. That's my new Pokemon cards.
Dog. Oh, art books? Yeah, no, I understand, bro. I understand, because the art in this game is...
I bought the Spider-Verse one. I got the League one coming.
Fire.
Oh, nice.
Fire.
If they bring out one for this, I'm 100% buying it. It's so cool.
Bro, their art style's just... I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. Somebody put a side-by-side up with the Crystal Dynamics Avengers, and then the Iron Man in that one, and then the Iron Man in Rivals, and I was like, bro, the night and day difference is ridiculous. Sorry to Square Enix, y'all, but bro, let's stop doing realism, bro. Stop doing adjacency to realism. Give me some whacked out, crazy, like off the wall artistic shit like this. Give me more Marvel Rivals. I want that in my art styles. I want that, please. That would be great. Sorry, Kendrick bars are still in my head. Anyway, but Marvel Rivals so far so great in my opinion. Keep that up. All right, but we can move into the quick bites. Moving to some of these quicker sections right here. First and foremost, did y'all see this game called Light of Motiram? I know there was a big fuss about this joint in the past couple of weeks. It's like a survival crafting game, open world. Honestly, I was like, okay, cool. Guerrilla Games are making like a spin-off. That's really cool. But then I looked closer and saw this was from a completely different studio, and this... how close does this look to Horizon? I don't know. I mean, who's the judge? How do you feel?
When I first saw this, I just want to say, I thought they had made a mobile version.
Bro, I thought it was either mobile or it was like a pure spin-off. I was like, yo, man, Guerrilla Games, are y'all doing y'all numbers, bro? Go ahead, man. It's not even made by them.
No, it's not. That shit is crazy. Like, man, this shit is so funny because it's just like you look at it and you think to yourself like, man, these Chinese companies are just straight up doing the laziest shit, and then you see shit like Marvel Rivals, you're like, fuck. You gotta take the good with the bad. If I gotta scrub through 68 copies of games I've already played to get a Marvel Rivals, I'll do it. Fuck it. Who cares? You know, this shit is funny as fuck though. That cease and desist gonna come in heavy. They're lucky it's not Nintendo. If it was Nintendo, it would have been there before the tweet went live.
Bro, nigga, they putting out Horizon Zero Dusk out here, and they thinking it's sweet.
Oh, they email back like, are you sure?
Dog. Like, bro, it was some of the same animations damn near. I was like, bro, what's going on? There's no way, bro. Listen, I get it. There's been a witch hunt for certain things, and we want to say what's an original, what's not. You know what I'm saying? Some things have some undeserved over overly scrutinized onlookers, let's say that. But games like this, we gotta call a spade a spade. This shit is absolutely copied of Horizon. Again, we give Horizon a lot of flack on here, but at least they're an original concept. They hold their stuff, they got their stuff to their chest, bro. But hey man, this is crazy. Somebody put the Shadow Clone U2s away.
Yeah, this is bananas.
Crazy work, man. But we can slide on here. Speaking of people who had allegations about copying motherfuckers on there, Palworld is going strong, and they are doing their thing going into 2025, man. Again, brand new studios, a lot of new growth, and now a Terraria collab that's coming in 2025. So some select, again, characters and worlds and potentially monsters. We don't know what exactly we're gonna see from Terraria, but that collaboration is happening and is coming next year. How do y'all feel about it?
It's so random. Super. I haven't played Terraria since I was like born.
That is more than likely, bro. You could have popped out the womb, and that was like, well, fuck, what, 2015? I like that's just serious, bro. But listen, it's fire though. Listen, Terraria is a classic. Palworld, it's not going anywhere. I'm curious to see what it could be. I don't know what it could be, like certain tools or monsters, but it's wild because I don't want to bring the Pokemon comparisons into it, but Pokemon's such a very insular IP to where it really doesn't reach out beyond, again, other Nintendo properties, like, again, Smash Bros. And, you know, not even Mario Karts, but just like, you know what I'm saying? It stays pretty much within itself for most of the time. A Monster Hunter or a Monster Tamer game having that ability to reach outside of its own IP to bring other things in, I think is really cool. You know what I'm saying? I think the standard of collaborations in general has gone up over the past year and change, mainly due to things like Fortnite. So I'm curious to see what they build. I hope it's like a really dedicated thing, not just like a couple skins, but like a dedicated you know, like offering where there's like worlds and there's actual tools that's from the game in Terraria, like the little again, the little gadgets and weapons that you can build, and some of the monsters too. I would love to see like a little boss rush, like a little boss rush island, a custom thing where you can go in and you know just face off stuff from Terraria with your pals. That would be dope.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of that would be like, whoa, this was a great idea, is if it's like, yeah, we've added like a map editor or something, like we're bringing the level of customization from Terraria into this game. Or like the way Terraria, like if I'm not mistaken, like the way shit gets augmented and like items and shit like that. Like if they added that, I'd be like, oh, okay, we're onto some shit here. But I feel like they wouldn't call it a Terraria collab if it was something as game changing as that. So I can't wait for Terraria Dave. I don't know the name of the guy. I don't play. I was a Minecraft kid, I guess.
Terraria like, Dave.
Can't wait for that skin to drop. Hype. Or unless another crazy way of doing it, we get a 2D mode. That will be
cold. Hey,
that would
listen,
be ridiculous. Oh my god,
that will be cold. Again, Terraria, like Power going the other way, that would kind of be cold. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, that's good work. That's good work, man. We'll see, man. Terraria is still going strong. But let's slide on and talk about Baldur's Gate 3. They are not done with updates just yet. Larian Studios has been set to add crossplay, photo mode, and 12 brand new subclasses to the game next year. So a whole lot more content is coming that way, and they're not done, man. They're not done. They're still going strong. How do y'all feel about this?
I feel good about this. I like this. I have a lot of friends who like I wanted to play the game with, but they're on Xbox or they're on whatever. So like, because all my D&D friends who I used to play games with, like they're on Xbox or they're on console, so they're not on PC. So this is cool because we could actually like, quote unquote, run a campaign with no barriers now. And 12 new subclasses is bananas. Like that's. Right. I thought they were done when they say we weren't doing any DLC. I was like, oh, they're done with this game. It's over. But I'm happy to keep adding stuff.
It's over.
Like I literally was like, wow, it's sad because we're never getting something. We're not getting any more Baldur's Gate. We will get quality shit from Larian. Like that's never a question. But it's like, damn, we won't get anything in this IP again.
Yeah, shit's crazy, bro. I mean, again, I just have more incentive to play this next year when I have a moment to. I don't know where probably early summer. I would say like March, April. I'm gonna try and get like full playthroughs of this shit in because I missed the full train, but I was watching people play it. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Wen, for the bitch you stream and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much to this fucking game, and I know when I jump in, I'm gonna have even more to like, you know, mess around with. So it looks cool, man. It looks cool. Let me see here. But sliding on here, we can look at Fortnite, man. Fortnite, they have more updates going on. They got more stuff going through. Fortnite is launching 2 brand new modes. The first is a brand new FPS mode entitled Ballistic. They have a 5v5 first-person shooter mode, which early access will begin on December 11th, I believe, so this week as of this recording. And the second mode is a Lego Fortnite life simulation game called Fortnite Brick Life, where you can get jobs, you can move into your homes, you can do a whole bunch of different stuff in this life sim mode. So Fortnite expanded the bag even more. Kai, how you feel about this?
Okay, I have feelings that have been dormant for many a year. See, I was part of the privileged, young, modern Neo generation. I was blessed with a title called Lego Universe.
Oh shit. I know where he's going.
And that shit got shut down way too quick. And then they teased us with another amazing potential title that absolutely sucks, called Lego City Undercover. And since then, after those 2 experiences, I've been like, one day they're gonna do it, and I'm gonna be a grown man. I'm gonna be way too excited. But they finally done it.
The day's come.
Well, we don't know. I might just be getting baited again. But that's the RP thing sounds really and it's gonna be interesting to see like which direction they take it, because I didn't actually read up too much on it. I just kind of like, I saw the title and I was kind of like sold on the idea. So we'll see it at that, but I think that's really cool. And then the on the 5v5 thing, I wanted to ask you guys a question actually on today's pod, which was, do you think, like, for it might already have happened, but do you think there's going to be a generation of gamers that like they don't need to do anything but load Fortnite to get whatever experience they're looking for?
Bro, it's funny that you
and I don't know
I think
if it's
we're
already happened.
we're already
like,
we're already there.
We passed that point when Fortnite Creative 2.0 started, and I literally wrote this down the other day. I want to make a full video essay about this shit, but like Fortnite, they conquered battle royales, and now they're seeking to be the everything game. They want to be the everything game, and there's been a couple of them that have sprouted up over the years. Again, Roblox, I think Minecraft was probably the first biggest one that was like, damn, we can do anything in this game, Bed Wars and all stuff like that, and it spawned, or it popularized the idea that a service can be an everything game. Then Roblox came along, then Fortnite did battle royale stuff, but then Epic realized, yo, we can do a lot more with this shit. And now their biggest competition is Roblox and Minecraft when it comes to building out everything in their experience. That's why they've been so hell-bent on adding modes and adding creative hubs and stuff and things of that nature to build out this game. Again, Rocket Racing, the what's it called, the Rock Band stuff, I forgot what it's called, but yes, thank you, festivals. All of these things are adding into the ecosystem. They're trying to make an ecosystem that rivals and surpasses Roblox, to where nobody really wants to leave or needs to leave, because whether it's collabs, whether it's whatever, if you want Dragon Ball Z, go get the skin. It's right there, bro. You don't gotta leave the game to go and get something else. Maybe some older, you know what I'm saying, populations will over time, absolutely, but for the people that are in this demographic, in this age bracket, so many kids, like, again, under 18 and under 21 and stuff like that, the ease of access is a bigger unconscious factor to them than they know. And the fact that they just automatically flock to these big experiences that they can spend hundreds of hours in. When you think about when we were younger, I mean, we poured our time into things like that are pretty singular a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I replayed like Kingdom Hearts like 1,000 fucking times over because I just love that game and I poured time into it. Like Call of Duty, when I first got into it, I poured like hundreds of hours into it because like that was the game for me. And like I could play other things, but I know I'm gonna pour most of my time into this because it's so addicting and fun. It's that it gives you that consistent, you know, dopamine hit or whatever. And how the landscape is now, Fortnite is, they want to cater to every need for a gamer. They want to cater to every genre as much as possible, every big genre that can you know, garner more attention from people. It's absolutely their play. They're trying to be the everything game.
Yeah, I think that, like,
I mean, I'd be watching like my little cousins like playing like Roblox, and I'd be like, wow, these like everything you want is kind of here.
They be making beats on Roblox. I'm like, what y'all doing?
Like everything is there.
I had my first Unk moment.
Welcome to the club. Yeah.
My little sister was playing a Fortnite game mode, right? And I had no idea.
Can you feel the mortality? Can you feel it? Yeah.
I had no fucking idea. I was like, wait, what? This is Fortnite? Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
Bro, it's serious, man. It's like they're gonna be so entrenched in one ecosystem that they're not even gonna try and look outside, bro. I mean, that's what the big fish are trying to go for. Again, another example, again, GTA Online. The big ecosystems, big again, just so much activities in it that you don't want to leave it. It's like they're supercharging. Technically, I mean, it's like, I don't know if it's an accurate comparison to draw, say like it's the next step in evolution for like MMOs. I mean, kind of, in a way. In a way where they had so much activities and things you can do, but maybe in a,
yeah, I think on a scale factor, definitely.
Yeah, from a scale size, and this, of course, is different components in there, but absolutely, it's the next step where people are looking towards. And today's everything experiences that are like RP games and stuff like that are big, all-encompassing experiences. That's what came, that's what filled the shoes of MMOs of yesterday. That, in my opinion, like those big games that consumed a lot of time, they just evolved and expanded even more at scale. So it's one of those. But when it comes to Fortnite, Brick Life, and what's it called? What's this? Freaking Ballistic? Yeah, nah. I mean, I'm gonna try one of them. I'm gonna try Ballistic. I don't know if I'm like into a Lego life sim like that. That's gonna be super RP. I'm curious to see what it plays out like, but I'm more interested in the Ballistic stuff. I think that would actually be cool. I've been hounding for first-person Fortnite for a long time because I just want to see how it plays out. But yeah, it's interesting nonetheless. All right, though, we can slide on here and talk about Overwatch 2. The game where people have been putting comparisons out. I don't want to go crazy on the game. It's been getting enough flack in this podcast over the existence of this 3 years. So it's actually something good going down. In Overwatch, Avatar: The Last Airbender collaboration is happening on Overwatch 2. It's on the way, December 17th, and we got to see what's going down. It could be some character skins, it could be some cool little cosmetics and all that stuff. How do y'all feel about The Last Airbender dropping in Overwatch?
I mean, Overwatch collabs are like, from what I've seen, so it can go one of two ways, and I feel like this is one of the times where like it might just go left. I don't know if they'll be able to like really capture Avatar in their game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't care.
That's good.
I think I understand what they're doing. Like, I get it. That shit is a cool concept. Cool concept. I think it's dope that they're trying this out. I don't really see myself really engaging with it, and the reason why is because Marvel Rivals is out, and I know that this segment is supposed to be dedicated to Overwatch, but let's talk about a better version of Overwatch. When I pay $20 for a skin in Overwatch, I get the skin in Overwatch. When I pay $20 for the skin in Marvel Rivals, I get the skin. I get a different intro when I pick the character. I get a different MVP. I get a banner. It's a real bundle of things that I get with this shit. So nah, I don't think I will be tapping into Zenyatta Egg truly, because like another thing to remember, these are skins on a first-person shooter. You're not finna see these bitches. You know what I'm saying? The gun might look a little different. That's really it though. Everything else, you kind of buying skins to show off to the enemy, really.
Hey,
like,
man, listen,
for all that, I'm gonna let them waste their
forearms,
money,
brother. Some decorative forearms.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather just let the enemy buy shit and let me look at them, because that's the only person I'm really gonna be looking at. Like, sure. I think these skins look better than the fucking Cowboy Bebop skins. That was truly the last time I cared about a fucking collab of an Overwatch collab. I'll tell you that.
Lord, don't remind me.
But Yeah. Other than that, man, I'm fine. I am completely okay with this. Like, if you guys want to, hey, and that's the thing is like, I never shit on somebody else's game. If this is y'all favorite shit, enjoy. I hope the Overwatch community is happy. I'm not even being sarcastic. I am not a part of that community though. y'all be easy. I will be over here teaming up with the homies and buying shit, getting a better value.
Nah, I understand it, man. But yeah, I don't play Overwatch, so I do not care. I don't care. I'm sorry, y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that does, but it's not my bag. It's not my bag, gang. It's not my bag. But we can slide on here. Guys, there's a revolution upon us, man. There's a real innovation on the way in the gaming industry. Elon Musk said he wants to make games great again. And he said he wants to open up an AI game studio to make this happen. He wants to launch a whole AI game shop to make games great again, restore them to their former glory, try and kill the woke mind virus that's in gaming and bring gaming back. How do y'all feel?
Dog. I can't wait to use AI, something that was not used in this era where gaming was quote unquote good, to make gaming quote unquote good. I think Elon loves AI because it's something that he could use to like not have to think shit up himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly think that motherfucker's like, we're gonna use AI for everything, because that way I don't have to actually like pretend to be smart. I could just say the words AI and people are gonna be like, oh yeah, the meat writers are gonna be satisfied. They're gonna be like, oh yep, I can hop on for one more round, no problem, Mr. Elon Musk, sir. Like, yeah, have fun with that shit. I don't know. I would actually fucking hate. I would actually fucking hate to play a game produced, touched. What I don't want anything to. If Elon Musk even gets a special thank you in the game, I want no parts of that shit. I was gonna say I like some of the Teslas. I don't really. Like, I like emeralds. What the fuck does Elon know about making video game? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, that motherfucker doesn't even look fun to talk to. But I gotta dive into his brain and see what games he's making. What the fuck are the games? What are the games gonna look like? Like, what? Apartheid? Dog. Like, is that the fucking setting? What's going on here?
Nasty work, man. Kai, you ready? You know what I'm saying? You're a game dev, man. You feel like this is gonna bring the change in the game industry that's needed, man? This is the one.
100%. We're all gonna be unemployed in 6 months.
Oh gosh.
Like, dog. I also just don't see how people are like, whoa, Elon's really gonna change gaming, and then it's like, yo, my man Bear didn't even really change Twitter. Like, no. Twitter's ass.
Change it for the worse.
I'm gonna get involved, and we're gonna make this shit gas. Bro, you got involved with Twitter, and that shit is ass. No, what are we talking about?
This motherfucker bought Twitter for disinformation and for niggas to laugh at his jokes, and people have done neither. Like,
it's pretty interesting. Like, this whole AI topic as well. Like, to segue a little bit off of Elon Musk, but did you guys see how Google's developed their own tool to generate like playable 3D worlds?
No, I have not.
So they've like, without going into too much detail on it, but they've developed a tool that literally will like it will like load a level, give you a character, and you can, you know, WASD move around in this world, and it's like absolutely horrible. It's like imagine like,
was it the Minecraft look like bullshit, or was it something else?
There is one that looks a little bit like Minecraft.
Okay,
but there's
cool. It's not that one.
A bunch of different like versions of it.
Yeah.
And it's the most horrible. It's like what I would imagine like an actual acid trip to look like. It's like your brain is trying to connect how your character's gone from here to here.
Nigga,
it's just like
everything is in motion blur.
It's visually one of the worst things that my eyes have ever seen.
Well, good thing Elon Musk is on the job, because I'm sure he'll be able to whip that shit into shape.
Dog.
AI
that nigga
literally
can't even whip himself into shape, bro. Let's be real. No.
That man built like the Iron Giant. And you expect me fucking play the game he wants to create? I'm pretty good off of that shit, bro. I'm pretty good. I don't want no parts. of that shit. I don't want no parts of any AI shit. Truly, like I really don't. I really don't want none of that shit. Y'all got it. I just hate that. I hate that AI, like every uncreative person, like their fucking answer to shit is computers. It's AI.
Yeah.
It's I can't come up with an idea. I can't fathom having to like actually work for something. Therefore, AI is the answer. It's like, why don't you just hire motherfuckers who got the ideas? Why don't you just give them the money? It was like, well, if I hire the people who have the ideas and give them the money to make the ideas, I can't say it's mine. But if I say I used AI to generate this, then I can say it's my thing, you know? And it's like, no, brother, you're just not creative. Just go. Just pack your shit and go, bro.
Dog, get that shit the fuck out of here, bro. We don't want to see it, dog. And he's like saying all this all anti-woke mind virus, blah blah blah. I'm gonna try and do this to bring gaming back. I'm like, dog, the motherfuckers who are trying to make a game who are anti-DEI, them shits are ass. What makes you think throwing more money is going to help you make a better game with AI nonetheless?
Let's get it.
No.
Dog, let's give motherfuckers with no creative ability, no actual talent, a supercomputer and see what comes up. Nothing, motherfucker, nothing.
I think that's the thing as well. It's a lot of these like big shot like CEOs forget that like the product they're actually making is art.
Yeah,
and that's what it boils down to.
They don't see it as that though. They don't understand it because again, they don't do this shit at all. So they're just like, oh man, this is what we need. With AI, we'll be able to like crack this code. It's not a code, bro. It's something honestly, I used to not believe this, but I think at this point I might have to start. It's something you're either born with or you're not. Yeah. Like because in my mind I just can't comprehend not being creative. Like that's just who I am. That is the person that I be.
I was having this thought the other day. I was like, there's really people that just like not even in a disrespectful way, but they just can't like exercise that part of their brain, like.
Yeah, and not even trying to be an asshole. You just can't do it. And I never thought of it being like actually a thing because my brain, I have ADHD, so my brain has been, if anything, too fucking active with shit. Like I think of fucking ideas and shit like that like on my own. I will literally be walking to my job having fucking full-on dialogues between characters in a story I made up on the way there. Like that's just how my brain works. It's just always been that way. So for me to see motherfuckers with billions of dollars being like, man, how the fuck do I make a game good? And it's like they can't because they're too busy thinking about fucking like they're too busy like trying to pinpoint why shit is ass instead of making something cool and original themselves. They're just like, is it the DEI? No, maybe it has to be. It's gotta be the black people. I don't understand why my game wouldn't be good. Like I just don't understand. It's like, nah, bro, you just aren't creative. Like that's all it is. You're just not creative, or you gave money to people who aren't creative, or you had an idea that just could not physically work out. Like it just unfortunately did not go the way you wanted it to. Like there's a bunch of reasons why games quote unquote aren't good. A lot of them have nothing to do with the DEI woke mind virus. And if you are a actual person IRL who uses those types of terminology in like a target, like brother, I'm gonna need you to actually meet people. Like I need you to get off the Discord. I need you to fucking go meet somebody in real life.
It's time for you to generate a prompt to find some bitches. That's what you need to do, bruh. Generate that, my nigga. You know, what the fuck wrong with you? So just annoying, bro. Stay away, bro. Stay away. We need an Elon Musk ban until we figure out what's going on in video games. How about that? Anyways, bruh, let's slide on and let's talk about the trailer trove. You know what I'm saying? A quick, you know what I'm saying, segment talking about the more watchable media, the TVs, the movies, animes, all that good stuff. And we only have one story in here talking about all these secret level previews that we've been seeing over the past few weeks, few days and such. Now, as of this recording, it drops, I believe, on the 10th, so it should drop the first batch of episodes on the same day as this drop. There's been so much stuff. Again, Keanu Reeves in Armored Core, the Warhammer previews, Pac-Man looking absolutely nothing like Pac-Man, and I'm super interested. There's been so much going on. Just real quick, I want to get y'all impressions on some of the previews y'all been seeing, and again, give me one episode that you're like most looking forward to.
My take is gonna be completely random because I saw the concept. Like I saw the advertisement for Secret Level and I realized what it was, and I saw like, you know, the one quick see-through clip or whatever, and I said, this I've been waiting my entire life for this.
Damn right.
I'm not watching a single trailer. I'm not watching a single thing as it comes out, and it's probably gonna blow my mind. And I'm just so excited to see it. I can't wait to see it.
That seafood one's gonna feed families. It's going to feed families, and I will be there. I will be there. When I already can guess what it is, kind of, but listen, what's your go-to one? And how you been feeling about some of these previews if you caught any of them?
Well, I only watched the one, which was, I think it was like their launch trailer, which was like a little brief thing going over a bunch of them, but it wasn't like anything super long. The one, obviously, Warhammer. I've been asking for Warhammer anything for years. I'm really happy that Warhammer is getting its day in the light. I fucking love Warhammer, and to see like a CG, because honestly, that's what I've wanted was CGI. I didn't really. That's one thing that I always hated that people were like afraid of doing is like, give us CGI shit. That's like, don't get me wrong. I don't want CGI in my fucking live action movies all the time. No, but I'm saying if you're gonna make a movie, like like the fucking Final Fantasy movies are fucking gorgeous. Like them shit is cool. So definitely Warhammer is number one. Warhammer is so number one. I may hold off on watching that until all the episodes are out, just because I want that to be like the last one. Yeah. That one. I am also interested in Mega Man for sure. I think that's my second one that I'm really interested in because I love Mega Man. I don't think we'll ever get new Mega Man, but this is the closest thing I'll get. I'll take it. I am excited to see what they do with them, and I'm excited to see like the kind of love we're gonna get. You know, like that's my biggest thing is like some of these things like this can easily be a cash grab. I don't necessarily know if this is that, you know. I don't think the people who are involved in this are just trying to make a quick buck. So I can't wait to see what we got, what they have in store. But Mega Man and Warhammer definitely up there.
Word, not here.
Twist every episode AI generated.
Oh my fucking gosh! You know what? You know what?
And it's just gonna be a bunch of like big titties, white people, like it'll be like, my name is Dan, and it's just like a white man with a big rack, and it's just like, I love Elon Musk. I love capitalism. I am not racist, but man, those black people, like, it's just gonna be a bunch of that.
I gotta shoot something, but I can't do too much shooting because the violence is too much for my soul, man. Because apparently that nigga Elon does not like GTA or couldn't get into GTA, but he wants to make it, you know.
Oh man, suck my dick.
I'm just saying,
like,
bro.
Like half a second too, on that Mega Man like reveal, I actually thought it was gonna be Astro Boy.
Dude,
like, interesting.
Nah,
that would have been cool, but it definitely wouldn't have been on. It would not. I think Astro Boy with that animation would be fucking. Have you seen the Astro Boy movie?
Nuts.
That shit is good.
Nuts.
That shit is good.
That would be crazy work, honestly. And I'll be real. I'm just here to see if Concord slips and falls. I'm really just here for that. I just need to know.
It already has.
I mean, television wise, I just need to know. Man.
Netflix about to bat out.
Listen, Netflix about to waste their money, motherfucker. I tell you that, boy. It's tough, but we'll see. But listen, Secret Levels is looking to be a big event, and I'm excited to watch. I'm actually very excited to watch, man. But we can slide on here, and we can start to look at the regular stories for the rest of the show. All right, man. When it's time. I'm sorry. XDefiant. XDefiant shutting down, y'all. We've heard the words. There was rumors about whether its status was unclear or untrue or whatever, but we finally figured out now. It's gonna be shutting down. New downloads and registrations will stop on. Actually, they already stopped about 6 days ago, and I believe their servers.
New downloads stopped a while ago. Yeah. Being able to download it is gonna change. I'm not gonna say it. Let's call a spade here.
Oh shoot! Oh gosh, I swallowed my spit a little bit. Oh gosh. Nah, that's crazy. That's insane, bro. Oh my gosh. But their servers will shut down until they'll stay up until June 3rd 2025. So they're pretty much out of here, man. They tried, they fumbled, and they eventually fell. Talk to me about XDefiant shutting down. The shock.
Not shocked at all. In a world, and you know what's funny is that, like, had we not had Marvel Rivals, I'd be like, man, maybe people are just tired of hero shooters. It's just not the case. It's just wild. It's truly wild because I know for a fact there's a good amount of money that got put into this game,
Bro.
right? And what a waste that shit was. We didn't get fucking any new Raymans. A bunch of fucking Ubisoft games look exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
But we got XDefiant, and that shit did absolutely nothing for nobody. It was janky on launch. It was very, very, like, it just wasn't fun to play for me. And maybe I'm just ass at shooters, but when I play that and I play Call of Duty, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like Call of Duty doesn't have a plethora of people experience in making a shooter, but to sit here and pretend like Ubisoft doesn't have a bunch of fucking resources to be able to actually make a good shooter,
most of these guys, including again Mark Rubin, were former Call of Duty folks anyway. So it's like,
yes,
you know,
there's nothing I want to spend money on in that game. There's nothing I really want to do in that game. It just wasn't it. It just felt like a cheap little knockoff, honestly. Like, it just felt like I don't want to say a mobile game, but it just didn't feel fun. It wasn't fun. The characters weren't memorable. Yet it was somehow still kind of like a hero shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't work for me. That being said, do I think there's a world where XDefiant could have worked? Yeah, in a world where it's not run by Ubisoft. Like, it's just, they just don't, I don't think they have enough. They wanted it enough, if that makes sense, you know? Like, to me, they just weren't like actually, hey, we're gonna create quote unquote the greatest FPS known to mankind. Like, they weren't, I don't think they had that type of mindset in mind. They were like, yo, let's make something that makes us some bread. And it didn't do that at all. They set out with a goal in mind, and it did not work the way they thought it was gonna work.
I remember that first early alpha test, man. I remember that very first one, and I was like, bro, this is the clunkiest, slowest thing I've ever seen. Holy
the one where they put like your IP address on the fucking screen and shit. I
remember we was in there.
They were like, don't record this. Oh, don't worry, I wasn't going to.
I was not planning on it, brother. I was not planning on it. But we kept that in the back pocket, and then they released the open beta. I was like, you know what? This is actually a market improvement. This is actually fair. The movement is faster. There's the actual, again, different faction things, and there was some upside to it. I'm not gonna lie. Let's be honest here. There was some upside, but
yeah, it was better than the tech test or whatever.
100%. And then we get into the game, and then again, there's only so many things you can access with the original content set. The hit registration was wonky. There were some technical problems that just weren't solved in a proper amount of time that just cost them a whole hell of a lot. And then after that, like, the content seasons, I don't think they were enough of a consistent funnel to really retain players. So when you add all that together, it was gonna go away fast. And again, on top of that, Call of Duty was coming back with Black Ops 6, so there was literally no way you were gonna survive past a certain point, I don't think, because you're pulling in a certain amount of players. And especially on top of this, there was no skill-based matchmaking. And again, I know people are like, oh man, skill-based matchmaking is the worst thing. That game had no skill-based matchmaking. And in this day and age where you're trying to retain players, for me personally, I don't care. Group me in with anybody. We'll see what it is. I'll win some, I'll lose some. I won't care. I'll get off at the end of the day. It's fine. But for a game aiming for longevity, a multiplayer FPS game aiming for longevity, it's an essential to have in there. The studies have shown, the science has shown, the numbers have shown, if you don't have SBMM and you just let things free reign, the people who are at the top are going to absolutely run roughshod over your entire player base and discourage other players from even joining this game in the first place. That's what it is. If it's day one and on Marvel Rivals, for instance, and we're running into like crazy sweats who are playing ranked and then coming back in here and pub stomping everybody, and we get our ass whooped constantly, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna discourage me to play the game a little bit more. I'm still gonna love to play the game, absolutely, but it's gonna discourage me because I'm not as familiar with the genre, and like I'm not as comfortable with everything, since I have less experience with somebody like Wen, who's played, again, hero shooters and Overwatch for a longer time. So I'm like, damn, I want to play as less. I'm going to run into all these sweats all the time, or have a higher likelihood of doing that instead of a steady ramp up to relative to my comp level. Why am I even playing so much? You know what I'm saying? And that deflates the the wide majority of casual players that are trying to get into your game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking just from a general standpoint, the glitz and glam of not having SBMM, saying, oh, we're being rebels, no SBMM, yay, cool. You're only favoring a smaller percentage of players in the long run. And it's like, I get tweaks, I get, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep it a little bit looser, but completely removing, I think that was a mistake. I think it probably sounded good. Maybe in the past it even sounded good to me when we first heard about it, but it was an L. That was a mistake on their part, bro, because they alienated a lot of their more casual players with this. And then again, you throw it in the pot with all the other issues. This shit was DOA. This shit was really DOA when you think about it, or just didn't have a long lifespan. And one more thing I will add, the what's it called, the content funnel and how the seasons were. This is one of the hardest things, and one thing I'm going to emphasize going forward a lot, how to perfect your content funnel. I will say one of the few people right now in the multiplayer space that are doing a near perfect job of what's it called, managing their content funnel, so there's something new and fresh almost every month. And again, albeit resources are not equal across the board, but Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is effectively doing this, bruh. When am I wrong in saying they're dropping something new like every week or two?
No, they are.
They're dropping again.
And I hate Call of Duty, but I have to give them their props.
Bro, we've all given Call of Duty a just due amount of bullshit over the years, but you can't say too much about this Call of Duty, man. You can't say too much about it, especially from a content standpoint. Within the launch, they have dropped, again, a new zombies map, like at least 2 or 3 new modes, again, a couple new weapons in the season pass, ranked play, what's it called, Warzone is in there with their whole new mechanics and stuff like that, and they've come up with a whole host of changes. They're getting closer to perfecting their content funnel, and unfortunately not everybody gets the same grace. Nobody gets grace, honestly, at this point, because if your content funnel isn't there to keep players engaged with something, if you're not having that little consistent thing there, and like, unfortunately, you can't just drop with everything there day one like the olden days. It's just not how people play the game anymore. So you have to kind of figure out where to chop, change, and hold things back to properly funnel forward. But if you don't have that down packed, people are not going to stay engaged with you. People are not going to, like, why the hell am I here if you dropped everything and the next thing is like 6 months away? I done grinded all your shit in 3 weeks. What's next? If you don't have that constant IV drip, unfortunately, but that's the case. If you don't have that IV drip, you're doomed to face irrelevancy faster than other people. That's just how it is. So all that factored in with the fact that, again, this game just wasn't all that off rip anyways. It's just tough. It's tough, but you know, that's another L for Ubisoft, man. Another L for Ubisoft. XDefiant, we hardly knew you. Like literally, we hardly knew you. You were out for like 2 weeks, gang. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But let's move on here. Let's go on to some general industry news and just talking about some things that have been developing, some comments that have been swirling around for the past few weeks. Former PlayStation boss Sean Layden has made some statements about platform holders and different manufacturers and just the big brands and stuff in the industry. They need to do more, he said, to basically reconstitute the AA category of gaming. Again, he's talked about the cost of creating games, how AAA has been ballooning and not creating as fruitful of returns, and forcing the industry into a very unsustainable point when it comes to the top end of it. And AA, the smaller budgets, the more sustainable budgets, has to be, you know, restored for the industry to kind of thrive down the line. Wen, how do you feel about this?
I think that people, like, I think AA is very important. Helldivers was an amazing game. There's so many really good AA games that are just like swept under the rug by the AAA, and I think it's something that's almost inevitable. Like, outside of people like making the effort of bringing these bad boys back in, I think it straight up is one of those things where it's like, it's gonna be impossible to keep up with the AAA budget, so you're gonna have to make AAA games, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. AA games are I feel like fucking way more important than the AAA game, because it's good to have a variety. It's good to have something that's on the cheaper side for people who don't have fucking the funds to be buying a AAA game every single time. Like, you know how many, like, it's $70 to buy a game these days, on top of it being like $70, and like with taxes you're looking at 80. Where if you were doing something like 2 AA games, you could get that for 80, and you know, 80 and some change, of course, because it's tax. But like, it's just shit like that would make that would be better, more beneficial for like the people who just can't afford this shit anymore. Like shit is expensive. We don't have the funds for it. Imagine having to buy imagine buying 3 AAA games in 1 month. You crazy? That's like $200 for 3 games. Now a couple AA games, that's a different story.
Ah, for real, bro. I talked about this. Shameless plugs. Again, my personal channel. We talked about this whole thing, man. We went down the line to talk about, like, again, it was obviously Concord that brought the situation about, but like, I fully agree. Sean Layden is on the money. He is completely on the money with this. The more we continue to invest, and by we, I just mean like the industry and like AAA big developers and stuff, the more that they continue to invest in these things, in the big projects, into $100 million projects, 100 million plus mark projects and more, and expect these huge grandiose returns from them, the more this industry dooms itself. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. If you're able to spread the wealth, i.e. a thriving AA sector, you're able to make safer bets with more innovative choices, so you can take a creative risk without having so much of a financial risk to see if one game flops, i.e. like, or e.g. Concord, and you have more chances to build IP. We have said this multiple times on this podcast, man. Rate this shit 5 stars, by the way, but we've said this multiple times. If there is room to say, hey, instead of spending $100 million on one big project, we can take 100 million, split it between 5 projects, you know what I'm saying? Split that money evenly between 4 or 5 projects. And we'll see, you know, different games, different fields, they might serve different genres or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they're going to cover a lot of different ground for us. And potentially we could have brand new IPs and brand new star-studded franchises that are born from that investment. Again, Helldivers 2, I can bet your ass right now, Helldivers 3 it will happen. Helldivers 3 will happen because of the efforts that were made at the AA level from Arrowhead and from that studio and from PlayStation's efforts in supporting them. Helldivers 3 will happen without a doubt in my mind, unless some crazy catastrophic thing happens, like the studio closed down or some other shit, but I doubt it. But that will happen. You know what I'm saying? Things like It Takes Two, crazy success critically and commercially, AA game, you know, like, and it was a different look, it was a different feel. I don't want to compare too much outside of it, but it's like quality over quantity, bro. Like, sure, certain people in the space of music might not have the biggest, you know what I'm saying, rollouts and stuff like that, like, or the biggest, you know, like pushes, but their art is still pure, bro, and that still stands out. Again, Tyler the Creator is not a bigger artist than Drake, but he has put out better music than Drake, and for the past few years, you can count that. You can count that for damn sure, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And it's the fact that he's chosen to take risks with his art and roll it out in a consistent way that is, again, on budget, probably smaller than Drake's and what resources he has access to, but the outlay of what he's done, you know what I'm saying? Again, for a better situation, Tyler the Creator beating DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled spent so much money on having so many people on his album, so many feature artists on his album. And when he went head to head with Igor, which was a very, very different, different direction, different artistic output of an album, of a project, it outsold whatever DJ Khaled had to offer, because it was more of the same. It was more expensive on more of the same, and nobody really vibed with it as much. And that's the point. People in their cores, they don't want to be bombarded with the same shit over and over again. They'll consume it because they're consumers. That's what they do. But at the end of the day, when you get something that is true to form, true to fashion, a creative purity, when you achieve a creative purity in something, it's gonna attract somebody. People are gonna want that more. And that breakup from the norm and from the monotony of, oh, it's another hero shooter, oh, it's another, you know, or hero shooter that isn't impactful, or it's another battle royale game. If you're taking something that really drives a risk home, really takes a different direction, and it attracts some people, it's gonna hit a point where more people are gonna be interested in trying something new. And when they get to that point, it might turn into a phenomenon. Case in point, Dark Souls. Case in point, the whole Dark Souls genre was literally like, yo, these games are hard as shit and barely anybody plays. It's a cult classic. This is a cult franchise. But the zeitgeist of playing challenging games in that vein grew and manifested and eventually was led by Dark Souls so much that Elden Ring got its push. And when Elden Ring got its push, there were so many people behind it. It's so itself, it's so in its own identity that it became a whole massive thing. And again, I'm not saying that's AA, but I'm saying it's true to its artistic vision. It's true to its core gameplay loops and core identity and core ethos as a franchise, as an IP, as software, FromSoft as a studio. It's true to itself. That's what it is. So, and with the current constraints of the gaming space today, the AAA games and the budgets that are being spent, it doesn't allow risk. It doesn't account for risk because people want their returns, and it just isn't sustainable. So Sean Layden's right on the money, bro. AA needs to come back. AA needs to be back. If Astrobot wasn't a sign of it this year as well, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you need to wake up if you don't realize what Astrobot symbolizes in that as well. So is that. And shameless plug, that video's on my damn YouTube channel, man. That man trip on YouTube. Watch that shit, bro. I lock in on me. All right, though, we can move on to this next story here. Riot Games, they trying to crack down on people, bro. They seen what y'all been up to, and they said enough of it. So Riot apparently has been in the works and have been basically enacted a new policy where they'll ban content creators that engage in, quote, off-platform conduct, specifically when Riot's games are in the background. Example, if a creator uses hateful slurs about an opposing player or teammate on their stream, but not in-game over chat or voice comms, we can still issue a penalty as if that behavior occurred in-game. That new policy is going into effect at the top of the year next year. How you feel about it?
I think it's fine. I know a lot of people who are going to be upset about this, mostly people who do shit like this. And I understand some of the concern may be like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of like Big Brother. Like it's why are they doing this to punish me when I'm not even in game? It's like that type shit. I get that. I get what you're saying, but I also am a firm believer that people shouldn't be acting this way. And I think this is a good way to punish behavior of this manner. And like, I think that's something that in a lot of the cases people will like use arguments like, yeah, but like you shouldn't, like, because that's the thing, right? Is if I find out somebody was saying some homophobic shit, right? And I'm like, you know, I don't want to have these motherfuckers around me because of the shit that they were doing over there. And they're like, well, they didn't do it in front of you. That doesn't matter to me as a person. Like, I really don't care. Like, I just don't want that shit around me. And even though what they do off screen or off whatever shouldn't affect what happens in game, I don't think that necessarily, I don't think you need to separate the two. If they're a shitty person, why am I going to allow them to be a shitty person in my environment? They're a shitty person off the game, but it's not like they open up League of Legends, one of the most frustrating games of all time, and say like, I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to turn this shit around. You're not going to do that. These people, if they're homophobic, if they're saying slurs, like, they should just not be doing it. And I understand the people who are homophobic and racism and racist defending this shit, but it's always the fucking devil's advocates that piss me off. It's always the people that you question like, well, they shouldn't be saying shit like this, and they'll agree with you like, I also agree. I wouldn't want people saying these kinds of things, but who's right to tell me I can't play their game when I'm not doing it in their game? Why am I getting punished for something I'm not doing in their game? Bro, they could not want you to play their game in general. They don't have to let you play. Like, just because you're quote unquote nice on the game, but a shitty person off the game, it doesn't matter, bro. Just stop being a shitty person. And if you really don't like behavior like this, like if you really do agree that people shouldn't be racist, shouldn't be homophobic, shouldn't be saying wild shit, you wouldn't hate moves like this because it's trying to stop those people from doing that. Like, if we never punish the people for bad behavior, they're never going to stop the bad behavior. You can't just keep giving them excuses for them to be like, well, you know, I don't agree with what they say or what they do, but I do think that they should be allowed to be a shitty person. Well, then it sounds like you are fine with them being a shitty person. It sounds like you do agree with what they say and what they do. Because I don't stand for that shit, so I don't let that shit stand. You don't stand for that shit, but you want to let them do whatever. Nah, I'm good.
Nah, for real. More consequences for bad mind people online. That is all.
Yeah.
That is really it. The beginning and end. I love it. do it more. If you do some shit and you're on our game and you're near our game, you not running away from it, brother. No. Where if you playing our shit
cooked.
and you're saying wrong shit, you're getting cooked. Simple as that. Simple as that. I love it. Can't wait. Let's move on here though. There was a itty bitty demo that I'm saying was released over the past few weeks, and again, a game that's dropping very early in 2025 in a very packed year. Dynasty Warriors Origins had their demo. Again, had a quick play mission where you assume the Wanderer. You had some options to choose in terms of weapons and abilities and stuff, and you got on the battlefield. Again, a lot of different mechanics were shown, a lot of different again battle strategies and such, and moving through the game with the gameplay loops and all that, getting through it. Really interesting demo that kind of set the stage, gave some quick tastes and impressions for it when both of us did get through it. How did you feel about the Dynasty Warriors Origins demo?
It was a lot of fun. What I really enjoyed was the difficulty of it. I played it on normal, and part of me really wanted to throw that bitch down after like going through it a couple times.
Son.
But it truly was. It did feel like war. Like you felt like you were on a battlefield. You felt like, yo, I need to fucking really strategize. I need to like pause, like take your time. Like that's my biggest thing is like don't go into it blind. If you're playing the demo, like literally every time something happens, stop, read what they're doing, read what's going on.
Attention.
Because like my ass thought I could just like 1v a billion everything and think like, oh, whatever I do, it doesn't matter whatever I do, I'm gonna be able to cook. Like, you're overpowered in this game. No, you will fail if all you do is just try to go and like take over the map. Like you really got to pay attention. And that's what I thought was really fun about those games, is that those games are fun regardless, right?
Yeah.
It's good, mindless fun. I absolutely love my time, and every Dynasty Warrior games that I've played, I've had a ball. This one is different because it felt like everything I did mattered, and maybe it's because I haven't played too many different Dynasty Warrior games, or maybe I was playing it on the wrong difficulty. But man, is it a lot more fun when like there's shit to lose. Like that's basically how it felt. Definitely a game that I'm going to be playing in January, 1000%. And it's funny because I have picked up recently more expensive hobbies in my time, so like I have to budget my money better when it comes to video games, but this is one that I will be definitely buying. Like this is a game I have to play. So if you don't see me playing like another major release, it's probably because I spent the budget on this, and I'm not gonna regret it one bit.
Yeah, nah, I understand, man. I understand. Listen, bro. This game was, it was so fun. And I echo a lot of your sentiments there. The fact that a lot of your actions, again, your actions, movements, and haste in certain situations mattered a whole lot. Again, you joining company on the battlefield, you keeping an eye on all the battlefield movements. So if one part of the map is really getting pushed back from your forces, you had to go, assist. You go, went in. I failed this mission like 3 times. Let's keep it a stack, man. We got to be honest on this spot. We got to be honest on this spot. I failed this bitch like 3 or 4 times. I ain't gonna lie, because I wasn't understanding how quickly I needed to move through certain areas. I was attacking. I was fine. I didn't really die. I didn't die on anything until the end, and I'll get to that point in a second. But I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. But I'm missing the point of how often I need to move through these objectives, cycle through again like J and H and whatever, and conquer these areas, and then go help and support my leader. You know what I'm saying? Go support. I think it was Zhao was his name. Go support the general. You know what I'm saying? Go to him and see these little like extra action points where the skirmish is going down and people are our forces are dwindling. You gotta like work on that actionable intel that you see on the map and consistently go. The battlefield feels alive, and it feels like, again, the actions and progress you make, it counts towards saving your forces and make sure you advance, or you die, or you don't do it. And there's a lot of things that are, again, that you can go explore and go see before you get to like big checkpoints or big ends of the battles. Again, like the end of this whole demo is basically you attacking this one giant gate at the other side of the map. And I was realizing, like, oh, at one point, like there's 3 different entryways. You can go through the middle part after you open the gate, and I saw two things on the right, and once I conquered those actually became outposts for me where extra soldiers were. Like you could actually turn those to, like, once you wipe out those bases, you could turn those into little checkpoints where more soldiers that on your side will spawn, and you have extra health packs and extra dumplings you can use and stuff. And I had to get those quickly, you know what I'm saying? Like it took me a couple of tries to like understand how the map layout was and what you could access and what you could turn the tide on in terms of your favorite resources and stuff, which is really, really cool. But the gameplay itself, super fun. Horseback, super intuitive. Really quick. The weapons are super dope. The abilities flashy as hell. It's not like, again, you're just wiping through enemies left and right. The bosses and the little sub generals and commanders and captains and stuff, they will provide a bit of a challenge for you. Honestly, I was playing on normal as well, and I was like, damn, okay, they're not just going down as easy. All right, you gotta figure this out. And I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Just the liveliness of the entire battle scene is something that I very much enjoyed. Yeah, overall was having fun. The major, again, that little end of the demo where you get to the gate and there's like hundreds of troops in there. It just feels like war, bro. It felt like real like old timey war where people just in the field scrapping, and it was chaos. And I absolutely loved it. It was super dope. I have not played a Dynasty Warriors in a long time. I think the last one I played was One Piece Warriors off my brother's PS3. I was literally playing again Pirate Warriors. That's the one. Again, enjoyable stuff, but I absolutely loved what I played. The part that pissed me off, and for a good reason, Lubu, you bastard, you fucking bastard. I have such a displeasure for seeing Lubu in my game media so much, because I know he's such a pain in the ass, bro. I was like, dog, we cleared out, we won the mission. This man jumps out on his horse and tackles me first 3 seconds. Dog, Lubu took me about, I want to say like 45 minutes on his own, 45 to 55 minutes, possibly over an hour of just trying to fight this man. At first I was trying to fight him in the field, then he literally just wiping people out on his own, 1 2 3, and he was like giving me force chokes and everything. Like he had me in Collab's doggy doing work, and I was like, bro, this is not, this ain't the time, bro. I almost quit the demo twice because he was that much of a pain in the ass, until I figured out how to strategize. So the little team up abilities that you have, like where you can summon your troops to do things, I was like, immediately dodge this and then dogpile him, but he was still wiping through it. He's Madara Uchiha. He's just Madaraing the whole battlefield right now. The rest of my troops fled. They was like, yeah, bro, good luck, we're out of here. They closed the gates behind him, so we're stuck in his play area until we beat him. And I was like, all right, bro, this is insane. Really fun boss. Lubu was always a fun time. Super pain in the ass. I figured out the strategy though. I had to learn how to parry first, which took a couple tries in and of itself, but once we got that down, we parried him, got him to about half health, and ran the hell away. I had one outpost on the far left side that had dumplings in it and about like 40 more troops. We got in there, waited for him to come back, and then we fought him at that second outpost. And then that took me like 30 more minutes. That 30 out of the 50 was me trying to figure out that strategy, perfect it, and do that. I didn't know he was gonna like run away. Like I ran away on horseback, and I was like, I'm going. Cool, maybe he'll just stay there. I saw him sprinting towards me. He's a terrorist. terrorist, but yeah. Fantastic demo. I enjoyed every second of it. I actually did manage to beat him. Hopefully I got this footage somewhere where I actually beat him in the video, but like super cool, super cool. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna pick this up. I'm picking this game up. I'm sorry, they did it more than enough for me to say, yo, this is gonna be a fun game.
Yeah,
honestly, man. And on to our last story here, man. We had some news break in the early of the last week range of news. The PlayStation is also throwing their hat in the ring in terms of a full handheld console project development, whatever you want to call it, man. They're in the early stages of developing a portable console. So they've gotten a lot of feedback from the PS Portal, and that seems to be a lot of their indication that sources have reported is behind them saying, hey, let's go full bore into making a full PlayStation handheld and bringing them back. How do you feel?
I think it's a no-brainer. I remember my girlfriend fucking absolutely loves her PSP. And I think it was a great console. I think Sony truly just kind of needs to start taking a little bit more risk. I understand that they are the industry leader in this space, but I also don't think that if they want to stay that way, I don't think they take enough risks. And the reason I say this is because of things like the shield. Honestly, the shield to me doesn't really feel like a risk. It feels stupid. I don't know why they decided to do that. That shit, it was dumb as fuck to begin with. And it's such an ugly ass fucking console. But something like a handheld just makes sense. You guys have the lead. You guys have a lot of money, a lot of technology, a lot of resources. Yeah, the bullshit with the 2 controllers on the side. The fake switch.
Yeah, the portal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hated that shit. I hated that shit so much because it just felt like a waste of money, time, and resources where you guys could have had a head start on creating an actual fucking handheld system. Like the fucking look how many systems we now have because of like Asus and Logitech. Like, there's so many
Asus ROGs.
Exactly.
Again, the Logitech like G somethings, like there's a bunch of them, man.
And they could have already had all this shit ready to go, but instead we got PlayStation, whatever the fuck that shit, the PlayStation slab. Like this shit is it just felt like they just don't take enough risks, and maybe it's just because they are straight up winning, and I understand that. But how's about we actually strategize for the future? You're not always going to be in the lead. It's just not going to happen because Xbox is hungry. They've been trying to like buy every fucking company ever created. And at some point I felt like they would have done it. But so like what happens when that happens? You know, like I just want them to actually try just a little bit harder, you know? Not trying to say, yo, get off your ass, Sony, but you know, let's not take this shit for granted.
Yeah, nah, I understand. And 100%, they dropped this portal because they thought, you know what, this will be enough for them. This should be enough. And I think this was like, it was one, it was, I'd say half measure. It wasn't a full on. It was their half measure to test the market and see, okay, do people still want handhelds? And if people aren't really doing much, we could just stop right here. Cool, that'd be nice. Like it's cheap manufacturing. We'll just like, you know what I'm saying, add this on. You got to stream the game. So they're just doing, again, PlayStation Now with an extra piece of hardware, which isn't that tough to develop for their end. And they'll gauge the market. They'll see what it is. And again, we said this on the podcast again. Like we were like, yo, bro, this is 100% like a fishing tactic to see if people will bite on a full handheld again. Like, are they actually gonna do it? And with the market being the market, I think they were gonna get moved to this conclusion regardless if they drop this or not. Personally, because Nintendo was ramping up, and then the Steam Deck I think is what really ramped up and perked people's ears up to like, oh shit, people really want like alternative handheld stuff outside of Nintendo again. Oh shit, we gotta move. Like, and then now that's causing everybody to move. We talked about Xbox a couple episodes ago. We're talking about PlayStation Now. Like it's just the eventual race that was going to happen. Now, again, when I absolutely 100% echo everything you're saying, and on top of that, I'm not saying it's arrogance. Maybe it's arrogance. Maybe it's just like the confident standpoint of saying, yo, we're PlayStation. Everything we're gonna put is probably gonna drop units, and they've had this mentality consistently throughout the history, and marginally higher or lower levels depending on where they were at. But I will say this: they won't be first place in this race unless they come correct. That is 100% a fact. I agree with you all the way there. If they do not come correct in supporting this thing, they have a very, very solid problem that is honestly finally started to get curbed with the PSVR 2. Like there's finally some headway on this. Like again, like they're coming out on the other side of like, damn, we're actually supporting our external like additional hardware and additional platforms and stuff. But they need to come correct. The game, the services need to be on point with this. The hardware needs to be on point and a solid competitor to what's being offered around, and the games have to be fully supportive of this platform. I'm talking about if you need to do platform exclusive things and have like, again, heavy incentives to get this device, you need to put it on there. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, Xbox is trying to play everywhere. They might have some shit on your storefront for no reason, at some point, bro. They're trying to be available everywhere. So there's gonna be, I would say honestly, it would not be far-fetched to say, yo, Xbox Game Pass stuff will be available on Logitech stuff, on Steam Deck stuff, on, again, maybe even Nintendo stuff. Probably not, but like they're gonna try to have their stuff available in as many places as possible, and they're in the handheld market. So if you don't have enough to support yourself and have enough IP weight to say, yo, listen, it don't matter what they talking about, we have enough weight here to say, yo, we're offering this more than anybody else. We're offering these things that anybody else can't give. Come this way, come to PlayStation, and we got the handheld for you. If they don't step correct in support, especially on the games front, they're fighting for like 3rd or 4th place, because the next handheld war is going to be Nintendo's, Steam Decks, and Xboxes to win at this stage. If they don't come correct, I see those 3 people jumping ahead of them personally. If they don't provide the proper support, they could easily jump to top 2 and top 1 and fight with Nintendo, but it's just the track record that they've had with consistent support. I'm looking at you, PS Vita. I'm looking at you with that track record. I'm wondering, will they change it? Because they have to change it if they want to be a viable competitor in this oncoming handheld war or frenzy or fracas, whatever you want to call it. This oncoming wave of new handheld devices, they have to come correct, or else they will be left aside.
Yeah, like there's no 2 ways about it. Like, I'm sorry, but PlayStation, it's time to actually do your job. I know, but like, you can't keep dropping fucking fake switches. You can't just keep like doing fake services. Like, if you want to compete on the service front, you're gonna have to actually start upgrading the services you provide. Like, this just, you're gonna get left behind. And honestly, again, it doesn't matter to me. I have a PC. If PlayStation stopped being the place to play single player games, I'd buy an Xbox next generation. It's just really, like, I have no fucking
allegiance.
I have no allegiance. Truly, I'm too old for that shit. But it would suck to watch it. It would just look so stupid to just watch you guys fumble this generational lead on your competitor because of just, I don't even know. Truly, like,
blind
again,
arrogance.
Like, even when Fortnite was trying to be cross-plat and you guys were really
blocking it,
blocking that shit. That shit will never not be. That shit will never not sit right with me, because I literally till this day think about it and be like, they really thought that they had the juice so fucking strong that people were just gonna be okay with this. And honestly, off of just that shit right there, just off of that little moment right there, I kind of wish I did fucking fumble, because it's ridiculous. Like, you guys, I don't know where you guys got this ego. Again, y'all probably one of the best to ever do it. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. Like, there could be an argument there, but man,
everything changes, bro. Everything changes, man. The easy part is getting that status. The hard part is keeping it. And hubris and complacency will not let you keep it. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. But that being said, we're out of stories, man. We're out of stories for the week. That's pretty much it. Anything that we might have missed from this past week, I think we're okay. I don't know.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, nah. I think we're pretty solid. Again, the Game Awards is happening this week, so we're gonna have a lot of conversation about that. We're gonna have a lot of stuff going on. Chris Evans is apparently trying to come back to the MCU. I don't know what's going on with that, but there's just that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, bro. We'll figure it out. But that is all we got for episode 109. 3 years down, no cooldown in the bag. So much more to go. What's your closing notes, man?
Same thing I've been saying for the past 2 years. Drink water, play the games you enjoy to play, and be nice to each other, man. It is a cold world out there. You don't have to keep adding to the cold.
That's real. Also, complete side note, my other favorite moment is literally the whole tirade of you losing your $90 for Battlefield. One of our favorite.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite inside jokes in gaming, period. Just in the content space, period. I'm sorry. It's just funny as fuck. But my notes, listen, if you have listened to our shit for more than 5 seconds over the past 3 years we've been doing this, I appreciate you so much. Again, we're just 3 dudes that be yapping on this shit, weekly, bi-weekly, whenever it drops. We love this game and shit, bro. We really, really do. And to be able to talk like this on a weekly basis, just knowing that we're growing, you know what I'm saying? Slow motion better than no motion. We steadily making steps to be bigger, to be better, to do greater things, to be more involved in the space, and just just keep moving, man. We got something to say. I honestly think we have all the qualities and all the sauce in the pot right now to be one of the best podcasts doing this shit. And the next steps, the next weeks, months, years, and all that stuff is just more time to prove it. It's more time to prove it. So if you're along with us in this journey, if you just joined us, if you've been there since the jump, since the first Game Awards recap in December 10th, 2021, We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. And yeah, man, we can't wait to do more, to be more, and to give back to everybody that's been watching, man. We appreciate it so much. So yeah, that's all we got. I've been that man Trip. Of course, that has been Kai. This has been Went Easy. And this has been 3 years, episode 109 of No Cooldown Podcast. And we are out of there. Peace.